23. Nnamdi Kanu would be justified if presidency eludes the Igbo, Senator Ume says. Thank you for tuning into this news. Thank you for listening to the news. Please don't forget that you can click on the subscribe button and the bell for more notifications of the news. The news details. Senator Victor Ume, a former chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, was the senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District in the 8th Senate. A political warhorse, Ume has been instrumental to the emergence of 3 governors from his party in the state for the past 16 years. In this interview with Geoffrey Ekana in Enugu on Tuesday, he speaks on a number of issues, including the election of Professor Charles Soludo as the 3rd governor of the party, among others. Your party, APGA, has now produced 3 successive governors in Anambra State. That is a feat, considering the massive opposition you have faced. As somebody who has been at the center of the battle, how do you feel? He responded, in the last gubernatorial election in Anambra State on the November 6, 2021, I am very happy that despite the challenges that faced the election, we were able to win the election resoundly. I was deeply involved in the mobilization of the electorate to vote for APGA. I have always been in the forefront of working hard to ensure that APGA does not lose Anambra State because the party produced its first governor in its fold in Anambra State. And anytime the party loses the governorship election, it will signal the end of the party. I am always desperate that APGA will always remain alive, no matter the challenges that would be on our way. I will put all that I can muster as a human being in terms of influence and experience to support the party to win the election. Last election happened to be the one that was very tasty. In other words, it was naughty, and we had to prepare ahead of time to put in a candidate that will win the election. There were scrambles in the beginning, but we did not lose focus. We had our eyes on the ball. We were determined to field a candidate that would beat the other candidates in public reckoning. So, we got Professor Chukwuma Soludo to be our candidate. We stood behind very strongly, and of course, the messages we gave resonated with the people. He was actually seen as the best candidate among the lots. We are happy that in the end, we were able to overcome all the hurdles and won the election. APGA is firmly in control in Anambra State, at least for the next 4 years. That will make it 28th year. That will make it 28th year and APGA governor will be in office. If Soludo serves the next 4 years, we have done 16 years. Peter Obi did 8 years and Willie Obiano did another 8 years, and now Soludo starting 4 years with a possible 8-year run in office. With that, I believe the party will continue to have hope to be able to expand its frontiers and get into other areas. But if we had lost the last election, it would have been a pipe dream to think about going to other places. With this victory that has come our way, we need to go back to the drawing board and work hard to take APGA beyond Anambra. Another question was asked, is there any time you felt that Anambra was running the tax of falling into the hands of APC? I did not feel that if there were credible elections, but because there were potent threats that the elections will be manipulated and rigged, APC made a boast through their agents in Anambra that the election was already over. There was palpable anxiety in the state that the election will not be free and fair. That was when I began apprehensive and took on the authority in my press and television interviews that INEC must do the right thing and the government of Nigeria must allow credible election to take place in Anambra. If in a credible election APC wins, so be it. What I was convinced in was that in a credible election, APC will not win. They had nothing to campaign with. The environment was not conducive for them. The people who would cast the vote do not hold APC in good light. The agitation against the marginalization of the Igbo people. The ordinary man on the street in Anambra State or in Igbo land believes that APC has not taken care of our people in a measure that would allow the people vote for them. So, everything was going against APC in the election, but because they control the federal agencies and the apparatus, including people who will play some roles in the election, there was anxiety that they would rig the election. Another question: is it a coincidence that those violence before the election stopped immediately after the election, or were there some people in Anambra State that did not want the election to hold? Remember, I said it clearly last year that the upsurge in the insecurity in Anambra State was politically motivated. There were signs that some people were working to instill fear in the minds of the citizens so that they would not be eager to participate in the election. You will recall also that when the insecurity became tenuous, that Attorney General and Minister of Justice called for a state of emergency in Anambra State. What that would have meant is that Governor Obiano would have been kept aside and some arrangements would be in place for the election to take place. Those things were orchestrated to attempt to reduce the firm grip of APGA in Anambra State at that time. When the threat of state emergency failed, the killings continued, and I said that immediately after the election, those things would stop, and immediately after the election, results announced, and those things faded away. It gives credence to that belief we had that the killings were politically motivated. Today, people come to Anambra State and nobody will be molested. Life has returned to normal. What's your take on this? Will APGA win in the next governorship election in Anambra State? As they have said that Governor Soludo will use 8 terms. Is this really true? Will this happen in Anambra State again? Hope the APC and the PDP will not arise to making sure that it did not happen. Kindly share your thoughts with us. Thank you.